Hello and welcome to Morris Park. Today's video is not going to be a euphorbia video. It's going to be more like a, kind of a sad autopsy video of this Ariocarpus. This is Ariocarpus retusus. I've had this plant for 38 years. About a year or so ago, it came down with a rather bad problem. And the thing about these Ariocarpus is you can't see past this wool. And what can happen is things like cactus scale, get way down in this wool. Now, I found this actually kind of late. I didn't realize this until the plant was starting to look a little bad, and you just couldn't see the scale right out in the open. It was down inside. And I'm going to pull one of these tubercles off to show you, because actually this plant is pretty well dead. You can see how soft this is. I can almost put my finger right through it now. It's pretty well had it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off one of these tubercles and kind of show you what has went on. Now, I put neem oil on this about a year ago, and it did kill everything out, but there was just so much in there, and none of this is actually alive. There's just so, look at the layers. You can't see this stuff for the wool. So if you have these Ariocarpus retusus, or any Ariocarpus for that matter, any of them, what you're going to want to do is check down inside here and take a look. And look these things over, because guess what? This is my new one. And I bought this at Drummond's Nursery not too long ago. Well, I know this didn't catch it actually here, because I found this just right afterwards. If you look down in there, see that? It's in there. Now, I did treat this with alcohol the other day, and I'm going to keep on this. I don't want to lose this. I really love these plants. But it seems like these things just really like to hide down in there. Now, I did have this problem with my Fisheratus also, and you can see a little bit down in there. See that? So I have to stay on these guys, keep spraying them, and keep hitting that scale, because it will come back. And you just don't know if you've got it all killed out, because the stuff doesn't move around. It's not like a bug that moves. And so, pretty much, I'm going to have to look this over. But if you peel this back, see this? Look how bad that was. Now, these are all dead, but it weakened the plant so much that it never was able to recover. And I will be, as I say, discarding this plant. Now, I've thought about doing maybe like a tubercle graft or something like that, but I'm just really not so sure that any of these tubercles are even good enough to do this. I've seen this done on YouTube and such, and I've seen it that it sometimes does grow a new Ariocarpus, but this is just so bad. The tubercles in the center actually were killed out also. And here, there's one. See that? So all the new ones, you can see that scale under there. And though it may be all dead, and it is, it's still weakened this plant so badly that it's essentially killed it. This was a beautiful old plant. I used to have another one just like it, but my problem was there years and years ago, I did not know about the no peat soils and not using any kind of peat soil. So I just went with the commercial soils and mixed them up with some limestone and used them. Well, for young Ariocarpus like this one, they may last quite a bit in the peat soil and live quite a long life until they get older like this. And for some reason they get older and it will start burning the roots off. Now, I got this one back from that, and then later on, of course, it was attacked by these this cactus scale. I'll move this out here and see more of it. But you can just see this stuff. It's horrible. See that? If you have Ariocarpus and they're looking a little bit dim, check it between them tubercles. And I mean, sometimes, like with these, you're going to have to spread these tubercles out a little bit to actually look in there and see what's going on. It's hard to see it. If you do see this, I would suggest treating with some neem oil. Or another thing, if you want to get rid of it real quick, you may have to go extreme. Get yourself a systemic insecticide and just hit these things. Because these things are way down deep inside the tubercles, and you can't get to them because they are so deep down in these crevices like these things have on these tubercles in there, and it's just hard to get in between there sometimes unless you just soak them down with neem oil, and I have done that. All of these Ariocarpus of mine have had this, and it's a real shame. These are doing pretty good. This one's a little sickly. I've had some problems with it because of it. It got weak real bad. I'm trying to restart it. These other two are actually pretty good. This one's still doing good, but the shriveling in the leaves was kind of a telltale. And you know what? I could still lose this. But I want to stay on top of it, and I'm going to keep looking for all this stuff. This was a beautiful plant, and now look. What a waste. Such a nice old plant. And these things, when they're this big, they are very, very old. Originally, I bought this at California Cactus Center 38 years ago. And I was told that they came from an estate sale, so somebody else had them for a long time too. It's just such a shame. I really feel kind of sad about these guys. You can see it's just killed back. See that? Look at that. And they say all that scale's dead, but essentially it just drained this plant out so much it never could recover. I'd been trying about the last year to get it to come back. It's never been happy. After all this has happened. So essentially this one's gone. It's a shame. And you know, what's funny is I've had this pot about 1 year less than I've had the plant. I bought the pot when I first moved here to the Ozarks many, many years ago. 37 years ago to be exact. And there was no actually nurseries or plant places or anything like that around here. This was very country. And they just didn't have stuff like this. But I ran to a hardware store that had these beautiful pots. And I've kept this pot for all that time. And, well, it looks like something else is going to have to take up residence in this later when I clean it up. Poor plant. Real sad. Man, you just see how big this thing is. It was such a beautiful plant. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you this on these Ariocarpus. Please, folks, check your Ariocarpus. Check between the tubercles. Make sure it doesn't have this stuff here. Because this is what will ruin them. It really did a number on this. See that? Look at that. You look way down in there. I'm telling you, if you can kind of look between the tubercles of these things and kind of part the fur. If it has this, mix up some neem oil and soak it down. Or, I think a better suggestion on these, since it's really hard to find this, these scale bugs inside all this and how bad they actually are down in the depths of it. The best thing to probably do is if you can find some systemic insecticide and take care of it like that. It's kind of a hard measure. I don't usually like using very hard chemicals like this, but I found it's what I had to do on the rust when I had rust on my euphorbias and a couple of my cactus. The neem oil says it'll kill rust, but it just does not do it. If you really want to go extreme, get the systemic and knock it out. You're just going to have to knock it out of the park and get rid of these guys. They're just terrible. Yeah, see that? Just pulls away. It looks like it's a little bit alive way down inside that tubercle, but it's just not got enough life to keep it. And as I say, the whole base of this thing's rotten now. And I've been keeping my eye on this thing and try to save it, and just won't do it. And to try to cut pieces out of that big tuberous root, not really a great option either. These things really are very hard to heal up once the roots have gone like this. Anyhow, I just want to tell you guys about this horrible stuff that can happen to your Ariocarpus. Go out there and look at your Ariocarpus. Do it now. Because these guys may be eating on your dime and eating on the plant you love. Anyhow, this is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. I hope this information will help you out greatly. Take care and have a good day. As good as you can. Bye-bye.